Howdy doody time.
Hello.
We have Knives in the building.
I think knives are always in the building.
Knives is always in the building. Multiple knives at that. How's everybody doing this week? It is Sunday, September 18th. This year's almost over, folks. It is literally almost over. And what a difference a week makes. I think last week I was talking about it was 115 degrees. Today is currently 75 degrees. And honestly, it feels cold. You know, when you go from 115 to 75 in like just a number of days, it's like, holy crap, what happened? But I mean, it's perfect weather, obviously, but did do a little bit of raining too. So I think summer is officially over. We get to look forward to the countdowns on now. Thanksgiving, Christmas, then 2023. 2023. That's wild. Um, how you doing, Knives?
Just cold,
You're cold.
shivering under my blanket here.
Knives is literally wrapped up in a like cozy blanket. One of
Yep.
those things like what do you call them? Like not a poncho, but
Yeah, it's a poncho.
it's kind of a poncho blanket. She's literally wrapped up. It's 75 degrees here. Um, and I got the fan on me. I'm sweating, so kind of interesting the way men and women hormones differ. Isn't there only two genders?
Don't
Hmm.
assume. You're going to piss people off so soon?
Oh, why not? What else we got to do? This week, we'll talk about the market real quick. We'll run through that. Market was down a lot. It didn't feel like it to me, but it was down a lot. 5.8% on the S&P, 6.5% on the NASDAQ, 5.5% on the Russell, and 4.9% on the Dow Jones. That's a big move. I would expect, you're going to have a bounce probably this week. Although someone left a comment, told me to look at Market Watch for, things that are happening in the following week. And honestly, I don't really care what what the Fed says or any of that. It doesn't matter to me. But I will entertain it. The reason why I don't care is there's nothing that I'm going to do about it, right? Okay, because like, look, we got jobless claims coming in on Thursday, home sales coming in on Wednesday, Jerome Powell speaking on Wednesday. What you going to do about it, right? Nothing. Uh, for me, it's just I don't pay any. I don't pay attention until after I notice the market has done something, and then I go, okay, why did it do that? Then I figure out that Jerome Powell spoke or something like that. It wouldn't have mattered whether I knew beforehand or not because I wouldn't have done anything differently. To be honest with you, um, and Jerome Powell, that's kind of a weird name, isn't it?
Why?
Like I don't want to. I'm not trying to be like racist or anything, but Jerome Powell doesn't sound like some white guy. Does it sound like it to you?
Wasn't there a Colin Powell?
It was a Colin Powell, yeah.
But he wasn't white.
He wasn't white.
Okay. So what's the problem?
But Colin, yeah, Colin is more. Yeah, they should have switched names. They should have switched names. Jerome should have been Colin, and Colin should have been Jerome. Oh, we're really gonna get some thumbs down now. But housing starts on Tuesday, home builders index on Monday, manufacturing PMI and services on Friday. I know I jumped around on that. Um, Earnings next week. Costco is going to be a big one. Accenture, FedEx crashed the market. That's who crashed the market. Um, they said that FedEx has some big profit warning or whatever, and they really got beat up big time. Who else is reporting? General Mills, AutoZone. I figured those two are going to be strong. Then you got some. Arthur Gallagher, whoever the hell he is, Lennar, which is home builders, so that'll be interesting. Got a couple of home builders. KB Homes is also, so that'll be interesting with the housing starts reports coming out as well. What else we got? What did we do this week?
You got fitted for your suit for the wedding.
Oh, I got fitted for the monkey suit. That's right. Um, yeah, that seems uncomfortable, but it is what it is. I did that. We went to open house. Wasn't that last week?
Yes,
To our
senior night and open house.
senior night open house, and I got to tell you, it was pretty sad. The state of I don't know. Like this is the senior night, right? And there was like 3 parents in each class. It was pretty sad. I was like, I didn't understand that. Um, I mean, I know people work, but and it was after normal working hours, but geez, man, it's unreal. So things are starting to hit us. Like you know, college is definitely coming into play for our youngest. He thinks he knows what he wants to do, and we'll see. What else we got?
Got
What
my
else?
eyebrows done.
You got your eyebrows done. Been
Yep.
like 5 or 6 weeks. That's one Knives thing that she splurges on. Um, she really doesn't go get her hair done, doesn't go get her nails done, doesn't buy new purses, doesn't buy new shoes. She doesn't do any of that, but she does take care of the caterpillars above her eyeballs.
Yes.
So I don't have no problem with that at all. Because everything else is she's not a prissy type woman.
I'm not a girly girl.
She's not a girly girl. So
I probably
men,
have balls. I don't
men,
know.
you single men out there, if you're looking for a woman, don't go for a girly girl. They're gonna cost you some money.
You're just talking all kinds of shit today. Aren't
Oh, why not? It's September, year's almost over. Screw it. What else we got? What else you got, Knives? You got anything?
No, I have to wake up early for work tomorrow.
You gotta wake up early. What time are you working tomorrow?
I have to be there at 5 a.m.
5 a.m. So that means you're gonna wake me up at 4:45,
Probably 4:50.
4:50.
I'll give you that 5 minutes.
Give me that 5 minutes. You tell me to hurry up.
Yeah.
That works. So let's go through some comments. Unless you got something else that we did this week that you can think of.
Hmm.
We finally ordered our tires for our car.
Okay, that's boring. Let's go to
That's
some comments.
that's boring. Oh, gas prices. Holy crap, man. What happened? It was 4.49 last Saturday. And this Saturday it was 4.79. A 30-cent jump in 1 week. That's insane. Ugh.
Freaking California.
California, man, you can't, go buy an electric car, but don't charge it between the hours of 4 to 9. Don't cook between the hours of 4 to 9. It's like unreal. Joe Zip says aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. Stone Cold Steve Austin says, "Good evening, Jerry. Ready for a comeback this week after my down prediction last week? I don't know. We might have another down week with Jerome talking. With this volatility, are you doing anything on margin? I have never, but with the rise in interest rates getting very expensive, no, I've never gone on margin. Um, I might. I don't. I'm going to say I won't. Uh, I would probably avoid it, but there's a possibility that I could if I chose to do it this week because I'm running out of cash in the options account. I got assigned a whole bunch of stuff this Friday, which is fine. Sold cover calls on them, and I could sell them to raise cash and turn them into puts. So it's not really that big of a deal, to be honest with you. He says, "What a great question for the poll." Oh yeah, the poll. Check out the poll. Poll is: would you rather win $50,000 or let your best friend win $500,000? Hmm. Hmm. Answer that poll. That's an interesting one. But he said he had a friend that won the Connecticut lottery. Oh, I said it twice because he wrote it twice.
The lottery. It wasn't
lottery,
just the
lottery,
lottery, it was the lottery.
lottery. It was lottery squared. 87,000, or is that 870,000 for 22 years after taxes? Oh, wait. So he got $87,000 a year for 22 years. Holy crap. He was already very successful and kept on working. Yeah, if I got $87,000 guaranteed for 22 years, yeah, I probably wouldn't work. That'd be pretty well, it's going to depend on, I mean, that's Connecticut. He probably cost of living is probably insane. Hey, there's Knives. She's in the building. I chose my best friend. I chose my best friend too.
Jerry's the best friend.
And Knives is my best friend. So that works out perfect. Aching for bacon. Knives had some turkey bacon today on her burger, and she liked it. I don't like turkey bacon.
You sure gobbled it up when I gave you a bite.
Well, yeah, if you give me a bite, I'm going to bite some bacon. Always going to bite bacon. First to say first. 50K is his new best friend, Brains. Howdy. Howdy. Howdy, Nix. I chose best friend, but then realized I have no friends. Well, you could be your own best friend. Bend over. Matter of fact, especially if you're single, you better be your best friend. Knife says friends are overrated. Stinking-lutely. Friends are definitely overrated. Have those California house prices started to come down yet? No, actually. Well, let me take that back. Higher priced homes have started to see a little bit of a pullback. Not much, mind you. 3 to 5%. The lower price homes, like for an average person like myself, right? I'm looking in the price range of $150,000 to $250,000. Those aren't moving at all. As a matter of fact, those things are still selling like hotcakes. There was one condo that I was interested in, came up for sale for $299,000, sold in the same day. Another house that came up that was a fixer upper in this neighborhood, sold the exact same day. It was like $275,000. So it's going to depend on, the budget, right? The lower priced homes they're still selling like hotcakes. They can do no wrong. But when you get into the 400, 500, $700,000 homes, yeah, they're starting to get cut a little bit. Hey, G-Man. Careful, Jerry. You definitely crossed the line. What line?
When you were talking about Jerome.
Oh, why? Why is that? Was that really bad? Jeez, what can we not talk about anymore? Can we not talk about anything? Or is it like, I mean, I don't know. That's weird that I crossed the line. What line is there? Let's say that Jerome's name is weird. My name's weird. I don't know. GW knows no lines. No, I typically don't. Me and Knives are 80s babies, and we're different. We're different. We grew up in a different era, and this political correctness, wokeness crap is what it is. It's crap. It's complete crap. It's just a media government ploy to keep people quote unquote racist, and they want to keep people divided. Period. That's really all it's all about. But you go one on one with your different ethnicity neighbor anywhere USA, you deal with them one on one. You tell me, is the government and media right, or are the people right? It's a big difference. Gas prices will explode, Kyle says, once midterms are over.
Yep.
Explode. Can we do have should we be putting gas and explode in the same sentence?
That'd be scary.
Knives has a voice that should be in TV commercials. Move over, Alexa. There you go.
Thank you.
Start doing voiceovers for TV commercials.
Last week I was super stuffed, like my nose. I had boogies everywhere.
You had boogies.
I had boogies, my
Boogies.
allergies. So I didn't sound so TV commercial ready.
Gas was $3.13 a gallon this week. Ugh. I wish. Hello, last week was tough, but we will all be fine, right? I would think so. I didn't think it was that tough. Um, I don't know. What did my net, ma'am? I always get there's something going on. Let's see. Let me see what my actual percentage decrease for the week was. It might have been a lot, but it just doesn't. I don't. It doesn't feel that way. Oh yeah, it was down 5.25% last week, so it's about right. Yeah, forever single.
It's okay to be single, bend over. I'll give you Jerry if you want.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough in this day and age, I think. I don't know if it's this if it can be it's got to be rough to be single because everything is judged now on social media instead of one on one. Everything's materialistic, and I don't know. It's got to be tough. Please remember, Joe Zip says, you pick your friends and not your family. Most of my family members suck.
We
Uh,
must have the same family, Joe.
I will agree. um, I only have a couple of people that I can talk to throughout my entire life, right? That I still would be able to talk to outside of knives, because knives I can always talk to. But outside of knives or my current family, there's only one or two. I used to always tell people, and I told this to knives a long time ago, I believe you only get one, maybe two, if you're lucky, uh, people that you can actually call true friends. True friends. You may have a lot of, quote unquote friends, acquaintances, and things like that, but are they really true friends? I don't think so. I think if you look at everything, you probably have just the one. And, I have the one in knives, and I have one more, but we don't really communicate very much, but when we do, it's all good. So how about you, knives?
Yeah, I don't like anybody.
You don't like anybody? Not
No,
anybody?
just my one cousin.
Just one.
And you. And my kids. and my
That's
mom.
kind of crazy because she has one cousin that she talks to, but Knives has like
150.
200 family members in this town, literally, and she chooses to only speak to one. So that's kind of crazy. We all need to recognize, even if inflation comes down, it is the rate. The prices stay up. The trillions we all lost in the stock market is real and forever. I didn't lose trillions. I'd be happy if I lost trillions.
Hell no. What you talking about?
Well, that means I still have trillions. You have to have trillions to lose trillions. 49th parallel. Okay, I'm like scared now. What does that mean? Do you know, Knives?
Is it golf? I don't know.
49th parallel. Let me look it up. Is that something I need to be worried about? 49th parallel is a British war drama film. Uh, the treaty established the 49th parallel from the Rocky Mountains to the Strait of Georgia as the boundary between the United States and British Canada. That's interesting. DMZ. DMZ. Demilitarized zone. 49th parallel. Man, you're being mysterious here, Hubert.
Yeah, we're scared.
What are we doing? Gary says, Knives, are you here to save the show? You're the talent. Jerry is the straight guy. Am I the straight guy?
Pretty straight. You're pretty straightforward. I hope that that last person that said that you crossed the line is not offended because I know some of you guys think you know Jerry, and what you see on the screen is exactly what Jerry is. He's not, being all cutesy and nice just for a show. This is really what Jerry is. So, to the person that took offense to that, I hope you can see like a different side of him because Jerry, that is like the last person on this planet that would be racist. I mean, I could sit here literally until midnight and tell you some of the great things that he has done, but that's between him and God. Things that he's done for other people out of the kindness of his heart, things that he's given to other people, things that he's done for, I know some of you know that my older son is my older son. He's not biologically Jerry's son, but Jerry did adopt him. Um, and what he was talking about was the name because we make fun of our names. I don't know if you guys know what my first name is. It's Carrie. I don't look like a Carrie. I think it's funny, and we make fun of each other about that a lot. His name is Jerry, and then do they know your last name? I don't know.
Yeah, they know my last name.
We don't look like a Jerry and Carrie Welch. I mean, Jerry, you look at Jerry, he looks like a Mark Gonzalez or something. So I really hope that you don't take offense to what he said. He is not racist at all. Um, but yeah, I just had to throw that in there. Go ahead,
Right,
Mark Gonzalez.
right on. You like making me cry over here, bro.
I mean, I don't know. It's just it. I know people get offended easily, and that is just not should not be the case here. It's just I think it just sucks that we always have to watch what we say, and we shouldn't have to.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I really despise that. Um, there were people here that really said, "Oh, we don't, don't talk about this or don't talk about that or whatever." And it's like that's the problem.
Yeah, why are we giving in to everybody? Why are we doing that? I mean, at my one of my jobs, we talk about this a lot because we're just a whole mix of different nationalities there, and it's like, it takes a lot for me to get offended. I mean, I think the only thing that will offend me is if you call me a bad mom. I'll like cut you. But you can call me or say anything and it just will not offend me. I mean, at where my second job is, I was just thinking about this today. This one of the pastor's kids, I asked him what he was eating, and he said, "Your mama." And I could not stop laughing. This is the pastor's kid. And the pastor looked at me when we told him, like what his son said. And he was like, "I'm so sorry. Like, he learned that from me." I laughed even harder because you learned this from your dad, who's a pastor. It was the funniest shit ever. And I told him, "I'm not offended. I think that's hilarious." So, I mean, I think we just all need to stop being so offended, so butthurt, and stop being so PC about everything. Just have fun. That's the whole point of Jerry doing this. Jerry doesn't get paid to do this. Just have fun with it. It's just some way of his outlet of just talking to other people. So, that's my speech for the day. Thank you. Carry on.
But no, she's right. I mean, when I grew up, I grew up in the Bay Area of California. Okay. And it was a complete mixed bag. I mean, a complete mixed bag. I mean, you're talking about uh, the majority of the neighborhood was black and Filipino. Okay. Um, and then there was, a sprinkling of white guys and all every other race you can think of. Like our like little crew, there was a black guy, guy from Guam, Indian guy, a Mexican guy, a white guy, me. Um, so and we all got together and we all got along. That's what I don't understand about today. Like, um, I mean, I know a lot of you guys won't understand this, but like I even used the N word when I was younger, and that was a sign of admiration between all of us, black, white, as long as see that was the difference growing up in the Bay Area in the pool of people that we had, and when I moved away from there, it was like culture shock to me. And because when I moved away from there, it was weird because everybody seemed to be um, a little bit more segregated, separated, right? I came here to this big town, and then it was like, okay, that race hung out with that race hung out with that race, and so that left me kind of lost because I was like, well, I don't really fit in with nobody, right? I fit in with everybody. So how can I navigate this? So it was rough. Um yeah, so but we grew up in an era, you're talking late 70s, 80s, where we talked crap about each other, we talked crap about each other's moms, we made fun of each other's clothes. Your race, we made fun of your race, and everybody did it, and everybody got along. But now here we are 30 years later, and the media just is race, 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 race. And, you're racist. That's racist. It's all crap. It literally is all crap. Okay. Rant over. Where did I go? Uh, Kyle says being single and working from home is hard. Yeah. Look at Dave.
I was just thinking the same thing.
It's rough. That's, I mean, how do you do that? And like I was saying, right, you everything is based on your social media profile.
Wait, where does Kyle live? Maybe I could hook him up with bread.
Yeah, where are you from, Kyle?
Anywhere close to Texas?
5% of a big number is a big number. Last week was a stinger. S&P down 17.8% year to date. 17%. That doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a lot, but it's like it's been kind of, we hit 20%, right? And now I just wonder if we're going to reach over 20 or under 20%. That's what I'm saying. Does anyone know what is supposed to happen on the 24th this month? I keep hearing about it and it's freaking me out. The 24th. What do you got for the 24th?
Me?
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's next Saturday. So what could be happening on a Saturday? I don't know, Kyle.
Hmm.
Anything happening on a Saturday? There's nothing like financially, but is there like a war breaking out or something? I don't know.
Is it stock market related?
Couldn't be stock market related on a Saturday. I think Jerry is a ventriloquist. Knives is an illusion.
Yeah, she's all made up. She's a weirdo.
You're not there. Fight Club, 49th parallel. I didn't watch. Is Fight Club a movie?
There is a movie called Fight Club.
Is there? Yeah, I didn't watch it. I kind of want to watch. I was telling Knives today. I think there's an Elvis documentary movie that I'd like to watch.
Did you say it was at the movies?
I think it's at the movies.
You want to see Elvis and his pelvis?
Yeah, yeah, baby. Uh, Joe Zip backpacked across the 49th parallel from Waterton Lakes Park, Canada, through the Goat Haunt Ranger Station to Glacier National Park. Great hike along a lake. Man, nice. How many miles was that, Joe? Nice. Stop. You will make Jerry cry. You're so special, Jerry. You're lucky keeper. Yeah, I plan to.
You better.
She is special. It's just it's my we're best friends. I mean, I think that's what you need to have. We were having this conversation with Knives' eyebrow girl, and
She sees it. She sees our
she's
friendship.
yeah, she said that it's like you guys are best friends, and we are, and because I think it came up because Jonathan, our youngest, he could be out of this house this time next year. He could be in college and gone, and we'll be empty nesters. And I hear there was like I hear people like having a hard time adjust to that, um, but I don't think we would because you know we're a team.
And we talk a lot to each other. I mean, we didn't do that before.
Yeah, and then we're a team, and that's really it never makes sense to me. Like when other couples, oh, I got to get away from my wife. Like, why? That should be your homie. That should be your
Right?
that should be your best friend. Why you? I don't understand. Like, you know, like I can't imagine like not going RVing without Knives. Like that would be just weird because I'd want to share it with my best friend, and I don't know. I think people are kind of weird nowadays. Maybe we're the weird ones. Are we the weird ones?
No, it's everybody else.
Everybody else? Okay, good. Isn't the Fed meeting this week coming up? I think so. I think that's what this calendar says for Wednesday. It says Fed Chair Jerome Powell news conference. Oh, Jerome. 2 p.m. Wednesday, September 21st. You have a sister, Knives?
No. I have six brothers.
You have six brothers.
I'm the only girl.
That's a lot of brothers.
Mm,
And I've met only one, huh?
yeah. You're too special for them. They don't they don't deserve us.
Yeah, they probably hate Knives, honestly. Because Knives, you know, how can I put this?
I don't know. What are you about to say?
Well, the expectations of you growing up you're supposed to fit in a certain box.
Oh, because we grew up in the hood.
Kind of the same way as me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's we weren't supposed to be who we are. We're not like our greatest achievement, I think, is our kids. And we kept our kids away from family. Like
That's how my family. I
like
wish my family would have been
completely away, and they turned out to be very respectful, uh,
responsible.
responsible young men, and I'm very proud of that. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I think she has some single brothers, so I don't know.
I don't know them all.
No, applause for knives! Yay! I need one of them soundboards that make like noises.
I know that'd be cool.
Shamir, evening, everyone. Evening,
Hello,
Shamir.
Shamir.
Adrox, I didn't grow up diverse. I wasn't exposed to different cultures till I went in military, and we all to find a way to win and cause the leadership heartburn and pull shenanigans. Good rant. Right on. Um, it's really just about. I think what makes me different. Um, like a lot of you don't know my story, but I
We
didn't.
need to do that one day. Tell them our story, your story, my story, the story of how we met.
That would be long though.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
But a lot of people don't know that I quit school. Like I quit going to school in the seventh grade. Um, and what I ended up doing, because there was, all the kids in the neighborhood were all in school. I ended up just kind of walking the streets in a lot of ways, and I would talk to all the older people. So that really, uh, I think that really helped me and shaped me. And luckily that I was able to make those choices to talk to older people, because I didn't have the role models in my immediate family. Um, so it was just interesting. So as far as diversity, diversity, it was just that it was already just there, but just being able to talk to different people, I think that made a big difference in my life, because I can talk to, the dude that just got out of prison, and will never, have a job in his life and all that stuff. And then I can talk to a millionaire at the same time, step out and go talk to a millionaire and have a, straight up conversation. There's not a lot of people that can do that. They'll be intimidated by, one or the other extreme. And I was exposed to both extremes. Um, Not necessarily millionaires, but definitely well off or better off people. Oh, Kyle's in Ohio, babe.
Oh,
That's a little further from Texas. Carrie's been trying to hook up
you
her
called me
friend.
Carrie. It's
Huh?
Knives.
Oh, Knives have been trying to hook up her friend from Texas with somebody. She's pretty wild though. Pretty dang wild. Um Joe Zip says won't be long. We will have to sign a legal disclaimer to listen, so if someone gets their feelings hurt, we don't get sued. Grow a sack, people. It's not all about you. Sensitive feelings have a backbone. Exactly.
I love you, Joe.
I like this Joe. I like this Joe Zip here, right here, because that's really what it's all about. I was listening to I saw this reel on Instagram or something. I don't know if it was on Instagram or Facebook, but it was this comedian. He was a midget, and he
Wait, they're
says,
not midgets. They're little people.
"Well, see, there we go
I'm
again.
kidding.
He's a dang midget." And he goes, "Oh, when I was a kid, my dad bought me my first car, and he goes, "Oh yeah, it's out in the garage. Go check it out." And he's like 16, right? And he's like all excited and pumped up. And he goes out to the garage, and there's a freaking power wheels, right? Not a car. He didn't. He was 16. He thought he was going to get a real car, and they got him a little toy, little power wheel, battery operated car. So he goes. Some people will say, "Oh, that must made you feel so horrible. How did it make you feel?" And he goes, "It made me a man. Shut the fuck up." I was like, "There you go. You don't have to be hurt and freaking offended over every single freaking thing."
Yeah.
Joe says national parks are free on September 24th. Huh? There you go. Free National Park Day. Dave is doing good still. Looks like maybe he's approaching halfway point soon. Yeah, I think he is very close to halfway point. I'm sure he's actually at the halfway point because his videos are delayed by probably like a week, something like that. Um, but he's definitely over 1,000 miles.
That is
Very,
crazy.
very interesting. I don't even know if I've walked 1,000 miles in my life. No, I probably have, but um, that's pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy. Aw, thank you guys. Nick says, "Do you trade any credit or debit spreads?" I'm thinking of going to try some credit spreads this week. I have in the past, here and there, not very often. It's definitely not a major uh, portion of my strategy. Um, if I do a spread, typically it's a 1-1-1 spread. So it gives you some downside protection. That's typically what I would do. Jerry, you should teach or coach. The world needs honest mentors. Um,
They couldn't handle it.
no, I'd get, I'd either get jumped or I'd get kicked off like really quick. Because I'm gonna tell your kid to suck it up, and that's just not acceptable anymore.
You used to tell me that.
I used to tell Knives that. She used to hate it because I used to tell Knives just freaking she because I'm not going to get all into it, but there were some things from her past that she was dwelling on, and it there's a lot of things. Everybody probably has a past that might have stick to you, a bad experience or something, and really it's get over it. Get over it. There's a lot of things in my past that I can hold on to and blame, right? I mean, honestly, I dropped out of school in the 7th grade. You got to think about the environment that I'm living in, that I am able to drop out and make that decision as a 12-year-old and have no repercussions from anybody. So think about that environment and the things that I could probably use to blame, to be, I could have used it all my life. Oh, that my parents didn't love me, or they didn't, these people didn't give a crap about me, or nobody did this or that, or anything. And I you got to get over it. It's okay. It's okay to be in the moment and okay, this sucks. I feel bad. I feel horrible, but there comes a point where you just gotta, what do they say? Pull your britches up and freaking move on. Britches. That's like hella old
The
school.
heck is that? Britches. It's like Little House on the Prairie type shit.
Exactly. That's hella old school. If the future we will get tickets for offending people like they did for swearing in Demolition Man. Um, that's happening in China. So um, it's not far off. It really isn't far off. That's why when you listen to anything like ESG, anytime you hear ESG, just remember that is freaking evil. ESG is evil. Okay. And they're going to bring it to us as a personal ESG score. So anything you do on your phone, anything you do online, it's gonna be like a credit score. And if you don't have a certain personal ESG score, you're not going to be able to do this, or you're not going to be able to do that, or you're not going to qualify for that loan or this program or whatever. Um, it's coming. My goal, I've said this with Dave too, my goal would be to have the lowest ESG score I could possibly have. That would be my goal. That would make me happy. Gary says, when I am teaching, I use no speech filters and have always been received well. Only got turned in by students a few times. For 40 years, my wife says, be careful, but I never watch my words. Um, yeah, but this has only become in the past few years where everything's getting a little funky. I think you're recently teaching college students. I don't know if they have that. I don't know. I think that's. I probably shouldn't say too much. I can't stand the system. Let's just say that. What can I coach? I'm not good at sports. What do you think I can coach, Knives?
Cheese eating.
Cheese eating, bacon eating. I could probably do that.
Complaining about other people's cheese.
Yeah, Knives always gets the most cheese on whatever she
Boy,
does.
you better hush your mouth. Spreading lies.
You do.
Are we going to have this conversation again, Mr.
We
Welch?
could.
You don't want to.
For real, GW, what the hell is a safe space? I have no idea what the hell a safe space is. Um, it, it's just wrong. It's wrong.
No, what the hell is up with everybody taking their animals into the stores and restaurants? Like, I want an ostrich.
Yeah,
I
that's
want to
pretty
take my
disgusting.
ostrich everywhere.
I know there's probably people here with dogs, right? And if you get offended by this, so be it. I mean, I can't stand people that bring their dogs into the grocery store or restaurant, but grocery stores. I mean, they're sitting there sniffing all the. Don't buy anything off the bottom shelf. That's for dang sure. And then, hopefully they don't have them in the freaking cart so that their ass is rubbing on the bottom of the cart where you're sticking your food at,
And their balls.
and their balls, and their penis, and their vagina. Do they call it vaginas? Do they
Uh,
call female dogs vaginas and penises?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah, people always bring their dogs to our hotel, and somebody had baby chicks.
Someone had baby chickens?
Yeah, in their room.
What the heck?
The housekeepers heard, and yeah.
It's everybody has a support animal now, and it's like, what is this?
And apparently, you're not supposed to question it.
You can't question it because then you're probably a racist if you question it. And I just don't understand it. I need to have my dog. We didn't have dogs. I mean, we had dogs growing up. Like, for instance, I don't know what happened. When did dogs become something you paid for? Like, seriously. I mean, I get, because now everybody buys dogs, right? Like, oh, this dog is, $2,000 purebred. This dog is, $3,000. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, how did we get dogs? We got dogs by, oh, it was running down the street. He seems lost. He's skinny. There's our dog.
He straight kidnapped the dog.
I mean, we didn't go looking for the owner. I mean, if it was freaking ribs were showing and you wanted to have that dog, give him some food. He'll stick around.
You need help.
We didn't go buy. Why would you go buy a dog? There's plenty of them.
It's a thing to do now.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand the expenses of it. Ah, you just probably offended like hella people now.
Bye.
Joe says one big problem in America now is it is not my fault. It is fault. No one takes responsibility or accountability. Now it is to the point the government must take care of the deadbeats. Yeah, there's no accountability. None.
And if you're a
None.
criminal, you get all the benefits. So it just pays to be a criminal.
Well, that's what did we talk about this last week?
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, the homeless people, the one I was talking about last week, they moved. I think rent got too high or the amenities weren't correct or something. But yeah, you got to take care of the deadbeats. Now, I'm not against welfare. I want people to understand that. I'm not against welfare. I'm not against food stamps. I'm not against free health care. I'm not against it. Um, because me and Knives have used it in the past. But it was because it was necessary to get over a hump, a temporary hump, right? That's what the programs are designed for. It's not a lifestyle. They've just turned it into a lifestyle. So, life coaching, and it can be lucrative too. Um, yeah, I was looking at, um, you know what life coaching is? Uh, it could be very lucrative because life coaches could be also pastors, preachers, um, things of that nature. It's interesting how pastors have become so rich in our society, and to segue that, the reason why pastors and preachers have become so rich is because of welfare. Okay, what was the role of the church? The role of the church was to take care of its community, take care of its people. Welfare came along and said, you don't need to do that anymore. Okay. Now the preacher's got $1 million homes and jewelry and beautiful freaking cars, and the people suffer. It's a racket. It really is. Not all. I won't say all preachers, but they're definitely a huge part of it is a racket. It really is, and the government caused that. A safe place is a spot that I have 2 clips and my 9 or 45. That's funny because that's where I'm sitting right now and where I lay my head. 9 here, 45 there. That's funny, Joe. Agreed. I don't want to eat in a kennel either. Yeah, I mean exactly. Like I don't understand.
We have a restaurant here, and it's you're allowed to bring your animals.
And that's fine. You know, if it's a legit, if it's a business that says, okay, animals are welcome, bring your animals here. Fine. I can choose not to go there.
Hmm.
But at a grocery store, it says only service animals allowed. And I guarantee you 9.5 times out of 10, all those animals that are in there are not service animals. Thanks, Doc. Hickory dickory doc. Kyle says, "Did you hear that California tax revenue is down 11% so far this year, and they are getting worried? Probably all the companies leaving." Yeah, um, that's why you see a lot of you will see not a lot of you, but our governor is uh, running ads in Texas and Florida and all that, telling people, stay away, come to Cal. I mean, sorry, running ads in California is telling them not to leave to Texas or Florida because they're pieces of crap, and then they're running ads in Texas and and Florida, telling them to come to California because they're the best. We're the best, and it's like you got it backwards, bro. You really do. But yeah, Tesla's gone. Hewlett Packard's gone. Who else? There was number of businesses that have left. uh, Quite a bit of people have left. Um, it's very expensive to leave California, which is interesting. What else? What else is going on? California wise, babe. Knives.
Just the hellhole.
Hellhole. Yeah, I wish I can. I wish I can convince my kids to leave, um, but they're too young. They'll figure it out eventually. Laugh out loud, catching up kitten, chewing up my phone and hitting buttons. Oh, the cat did. Thanks, Doc. We have a dog, and he came from Texas. A rescue dog. Only if you a rescue dog. Pay only if you want a special breed. They're almost free when you rescue. Exactly. We had a num. We had German Shepherd growing up. That was free. Um, Another one that was free. We had a Lasso Opso. That was free.
A what? A what? A
Lasso Opso. I think it's called Lasso. I might be saying it wrong.
the heck is
Lopso
that?
Opso. Look it up. It's just a little mangy little dog. Um, and then we had a lab mix. That was free. I mean, that was a stray. He was just walking down the street and gave him something to eat. He never left. Um, then we had a boxer for a little while. He was free. He was given to us. That's it. I haven't had a dog since. Um, Knives wants a freaking Chihuahua, but she's gonna have to find a free one. But since I'm in chat now, lol, I'm not married to my best friend, so I took the 50K too. I'm not losing hope on finding the one though. Yeah, I would take. I would just make an arrangement with your best friend. That's pretty easy, I would think, unless your best friend really isn't your best friend. Uncle Joe promises defend Taiwan, and his White House again is like, maybe make a decision, people. Oh, this administration is crazy, man. Like, like, oh my god, Ron DeSantis. Holy crap, what a dude. I
He's a
can't,
firecracker.
he is so awesome. Like he flew 50 people out to Martha's Vineyard, and in like 24 hours the residents there would like get them the f out of here, and they shipped them out. They deported them hella quick. But hey, we love them. We're open. Diversity.
Let's welcome everybody.
Let's welcome all. As long as you don't come to my front door, we're all good. How hypocritical. Here it is over $100 to rescue unless it's an elderly animal, usually cats, then 50 to 80. Yeah, see, even that seems weird to me. Like I get it, but typically rescues though, they're not making money. So I don't mind that. I mean, they're doing the shots, right? They're doing all the whatever. I mean, even the shots, like we didn't take our dogs to the vet.
I remember my mom giving our dog Pepto Bismol because she thought he had a tummy ache.
Really?
Yeah,
Like serious? I
I'm
mean that's
dead serious.
that's like growing up. That's growing up in the hood though.
Yep.
Like you don't take your pets to the vet. I mean, if they're sick, they die. You bury them. That's what you do. They're
Or give them Pepto
animals.
Bismol.
But here, that's the problem. I think that's the problem. Is we have elevated animals above humans. Literally, we have elevated animals above humans, and that's strange. That is very strange to me. I mean, I get it. You love your pet, man's best friend, dog, cat, whatever. I get it, right? But at the end of the day, they are below um, humans in the pecking order, right? And there's some people that don't feel that way. 22nd is the fall equinox. Oh, interesting. Yeah, daylight savings time happens in November. I think this is the last year for it, or is next year the last year for it? That
What?
they decided to cut out daylight savings time.
Why was somebody offended by it?
Somebody was offended by it. But it doesn't need to be done because it happens naturally anyway.
Oh goodness.
Hubert asks, when RV? When are we gonna RV, babe?
Hmm. Sometime in 2023? I don't know.
It depends. It's gonna really depend upon um our son, you know. If he decides to fly the coop after high school, then it could be as soon as, I'd say 2024.
Then my mom. We have to factor in my mom.
Yeah. Knives has her mom you have to worry about. Um but it could be anywhere from a year from now to 5 years from now. Because
Good
our
night,
youngest,
Gary.
huh?
Gary Delvecchio is log enough.
Oh, good night, Gary. Yeah, go take care of that weed, man. Got to take care of the weed. Um, our youngest son wants to be a math teacher. Okay, and so that's a 5 year program. So it could be, like I said, if he's going to live with us for the next 5 years, I'm fine with that. So that means we won't be doing the RV thing for at least 5 years. But if he flies the coop and says, "Okay, I'm out. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it, mom and dad," then we can start looking at doing it sooner. Um, but we'll see. When the last Republican leaves California, please take down the American flag. Oh, man. California is something else. It really is something else.
I like Joe.
It really is. It's not like, even if you go, even like people say, oh, Hollywood, and it's so, glitzy and glamour. We went to Hollywood. How many years ago was that,
I
Knives?
think it was 2018 or 2019.
2018 or 2019. And I got to tell you, the Hollywood Walk of Fame,
We'll
you know,
never go back.
famous Hollywood Walk of Fame, was absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. I was scared for my life. Well, I was scared for my family's lives. And I could not wait because how'd we get there? Shuttle?
No, we drove.
Did we
Remember,
drive?
we drove in. We paid for the parking.
That's right. And we walked it, and I could not get my family out of there fast enough. It was horrible. There was people just camped out on the side. There was that same week or the week after, uh, some dude ran up to a woman and poured a bucket of diarrhea over her head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this was in 2018, 19. It has definitely not gotten better.
Yeah.
California has not gotten better in the past 3 years. So if it was absolutely horribly disgusting in 2018 or 2019, I can't imagine what it looks like now. But that's Hollywood. It's disgusting. Are you telling me that California is not cool anymore? I grew up dreaming about California surfing. When I designed a bookstore for downtown LA, it was still cool. Yeah, it's not. It's not cool anymore. Um,
It's pretty disgusting.
the famous Venice Beach, right? Go look at that. There's people out there freaking shooting up on the beach. You'd be walking down the beach, you don't know what you're going to step in. Um, San Francisco, same thing, but San Francisco spends $1 million or $2 every year just to go every night to clean up the feces and needles off the streets, so that when you as a tourist go check it out, that it's semi decent. But if they missed a night, you would be disgusted, really disgusted. I'm just at the part where you can talk to anyone. It is definitely a skill to walk between worlds and talk to any of them. It is a skill I am happy to have. It's an excellent skill. Um, it really is, because here I was, I was a basically sixth grade education, right? And you know, my first job, besides a paper route, but my first job was a full service attendant. Well, people don't know what that is. People in Oregon will know what that is, or the old timers will know what a full service station attendant is. They pumped your gas, right? And typically, and I worked in a city adjacent to the one I grew up in that was known for the more affluent people. And so I would have to try to talk to these people, and it really helped. Uh, uh, I think growing up talking to the older people really helped me to really connect with these customers, and it worked out just fine. But it's definitely a skill to go in and out of different environments and be able to adjust to it. Good night, all. I have to put the MJ plants away for the night. Gary be growing that good stuff. Night, Gary. Kyle says, when you get your RV, will you make travel videos? You can do those overnight challenges in negative 30 degrees and stuff. I ain't doing that. I am not trying to overnight in negative 30 degree. Knives would kill me if we ended up somewhere where it was negative anything.
Yeah, I can't be cold.
Knives cannot be cold. So we'll have to figure that one out.
And knives is always cold.
Yeah, I'm hoping that something changes in the hormone department where she's not always cold, because that's going to really limit where we can go. Thoughts on the movie Nomad with the Fargo actress? I thought it was decent. Never heard of that. Have you heard of that, Knives?
Nomad. Nope. Fargo. Nope.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up.
Is that what the movie is called? Nomad?
Must be. Look it up.
Don't be telling me what to do, boy.
Look it up, woman.
Nope.
Whoa, man. He'll have a crypto miner running in the RV.
Is it
uh,
Nomad Land?
it might be. I don't know. Negative 30 degrees. Who wants to be in an RV in that? I don't want to be anywhere in negative 30. What is a Fargo actress? I haven't watched it.
Is
Just
it
heard
Frances McDormand? She's a good actress.
Frances McDormand. I have no idea. Is it called Nomad Land? Nomad Land? Does it look like a good movie?
Um,
Woman?
bro, I'm looking.
Okay. What is Fargo actress? I haven't watched it. Just heard too much controversy over them stealing Dee's story and not crediting her in any way. Ooh, don't know. Stay strapped, bruh. Yeah. Um, it's extremely hard in California to stay strapped. I'll put you that way. Northern California still has charm along the coast, parts of the coast. I will agree. There are some areas that have not been hit. Um, like, there's places where we go. Like if you go to Pismo Beach, right? Some of you might know Pismo Beach. It's very popular. Um, that has gone downhill. But if you go uh, up the highway to Avila Beach, way more beautiful, less crowded, and
Clean.
clean. No riffraff, none of that stuff.
We are the riffraff.
We are the riffraff when we go there. um, Monterey is okay still. Morro Bay is okay still. Half Moon Bay. Santa Cruz is iffy. Um, yeah, I hear Cayucas is very nice. We haven't been. What else?
I remember we went to Pebble Beach. That was nice.
Pebble Beach was nice. Yeah. Um, yeah, but going up, past Monterey, going into there's certain sections in the Bay Area that are nice. Um, but stay the hell away from San Francisco. Stay the way from hell away from Oakland. Um, anything in that Bay Area part. I think there's Sausalito is a nice little San Francisco area. Uh, what else? And you start going north after San Francisco, then it starts getting real methy. I didn't say messy, real methy.
Oh, I thought you had like missing teeth or something. Like, what's his name in my head? Mike Tyson.
Yeah, methy. But no, Northern California, probably on the coast, above, say, Santa Rosa on the West Coast, it might still be good. I don't know. I haven't been up there. Um, I used to go to Clear Lake and Lake Berryessa. Those things have turned into meth towns too.
Is it like Berryessa where the Zodiac was?
Lake Berryessa is the Zodiac did have a murder there.
I know you know who the Zodiac is. Why don't you just say
You always said it was my dad.
it is? Jerry's dad is the Zodiac.
It's one of the few books that I've read was the Zodiac. The movie sucked.
Excuse me, sir. We read it to each other.
We read it together. Yes, we did. Um, the book was way better than the movie. The movie was way too long. I think the movie was over 3 hours, and there it just drug on a lot. I still watched it because I grew up in that area. So, delivered newspapers for first job, just like Buffett. Yeah, I delivered newspaper. That was my first job. Job. It's really a business. Um, it's not a job because you don't get paid. You get paid a commission basically. So it's really a sales job. Uh, is really what it comes down to. It's the worst job. I would not wish a newspaper delivery job on anybody. Horrible. I mean, it'll teach you that you don't want to do that anymore. Uh, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, no matter what kind of weather. You cannot take a day off unless you have a homie that can cover you. Otherwise, you're jacked. I had a paper route and pumped full service in high school. What a coincidence. Yeah, right on. Yeah, I used to like that job, pumping gas. It used to be a challenge trying to sell them, overpriced oil or overpriced washer fluid. Um, because you get a commission. They would give us commissions. It was like a quarter a bottle or 50 cents a bottle or something like that. Um, what I used to hate the most though was washing windows and the people sitting there all smug and pointing. You missed a spot right there, right there. I was like, and they would never tip. I was like, man, get the hell out of here. I delivered my paper when I delivered papers when my oldest was little. Didn't really pay between gas and people not paying because of specials or whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's more like a business than a job, right? 'Cause you're contracted, to take care of this route. It's a route sales, is what it is. I'm like Ben. I don't really have friends. Yeah, a lot of people on YouTube don't for some reason. Newspapers buy bicycles, so didn't have to worry about gas. I had a bicycle and I would do that every once in a while, but I would try to steal my mom's car. What I would try to do. I was 12, 13. I'd take her car and go do the paper route. And then I'd go put, 50 cents of gas.
Wow, big spender.
Well, I mean, gas was only $1 a gallon back then. So you got half a gallon. It really, it took about, uh, I replaced the gas, and then I'd take it home. She'd still be asleep. I don't know if she ever knew that.
Let's call her and ask her.
Well, she watches these lives every once in a while, I think. So maybe she'll hear that one. That I used to steal her 82 Ford Escort.
Is that the car you fell out of?
No, that wasn't the car I fell out of. I had paper route and pump gas also. Did you work in Napa or Fairfield? Neither. Um, I worked in Benicia, or
Benicaya.
what I told when I first brought knives up to the Bay Area. I said, "Oh, look, we're going to this town. It's called Benicaya."
Asshole.
We came back and she went to work and she told her bosses, "Oh yeah, me and Jerry went to Benicaya," and they were like, "You mean Benicia?" That was funny. So yeah, I
No,
grew up
it
in
wasn't.
I grew up in Vallejo, worked in Benicia, also worked in Vallejo. Napa, we didn't do too much in Napa. Napa was known as you were rich if you lived in Napa, and it is still kind of that way. Um, all the wineries are up there and all that stuff. There was extremely affluent, and then there were the farm workers. Uh, because it was all the wineries. They were all had to pick grapes. And between Vallejo and Napa was the flea market. So that's what they would do on the weekends. They'd set up at the flea market. So that was like a thing to do for us, was go to the flea market.
What do they sell at the flea market?
They sell fleas. What do you think? I wonder if anybody's ever sold fleas at the flea market. Why do they call it the flea market? Does anybody know that?
Go Angry Mom says, how do you fall out of a car?
I'll get to that. I didn't pump gas, but worked at a gas station until I found out I was pregnant with my oldest. Yeah, I got promoted at age 17 to cashier, and they didn't know I was 17. I wasn't supposed to, because I they put me on graveyard shift, and they were like, "Wait a minute, you're only 17?" I was like, "Yeah." They were like, "Oh," it was like a mom and pop place, and they were like, just don't say anything." Like, I'm not gonna say anything. I enjoyed the extra 50 cents an hour or whatever it was, and that job actually taught me a lot. Um, it taught me a little bit of accounting, I guess, because I would the night shift would uh, essentially balance the registers, right, for all the other shifts, right, make sure all the credit card receipts are accounted for, and all the service orders are accounted for, and inventory and all that stuff. So that was actually pretty cool. Go anywhere without the hoods. We ain't going anywhere without the hoods. Fairfield, my hometown in Nevada, is now 1.4 million average house. Yeah. Livermore is probably up there too. California population is more than the entire country of Canada. Yeah, and you know what's crazy about that is they never accounted for growth. So that's why there's water issues. That's why there's electricity issues here in California, because they designed everything for a certain, population, and they never did anything again. And they did this like back in the 70s, where they, built the water system, the canal system. It was probably before that too, but they never expanded on it. Matter of fact, they've shrunk it. Is shrunk it a word?
Shrunk it.
Shrunk it. I think New Jersey is still full service. It's illegal for drivers to pump their own gas. Oregon too, but I think Oregon passed a law where it's optional. You can pump your own gas now if you want to.
I don't remember the last time I pumped gas.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's probably like 1994,
No, you've pumped gas before. After that,
95.
no, not very often though. I thought that was in the city, but my friend didn't have to get gas while I was visiting. Interesting. So it's hard in California to be strapped. So why is the LGBT community so happy to be there? So wrong, but definitely that's
I
jacked
just
up.
I just got that.
You just got that? Yeah, that's jacked up. Hey, Joe.
It's funny that you find that funny. You know why?
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 Our son,
What?
Christopher,
Uh huh.
that you're not offended is what I'm saying.
Oh, why would I be offended?
Exactly.
Mike says I would move to California before I moved to Chicago, and that's saying a lot. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Now, here's the thing. Here's what's interesting about California. Um, it's actually, if you are low income, it's actually beneficial for you to be here. Okay. Um, if you owned your home, right? If you owned a little piece of the pie, and you already owned your home, and you were low income, California is a perfect place for you. You'll get free health care, food stamps, because honestly, like, what is it? 60 grand is considered poor here, right? So, you can make 30, 40 grand as a married couple, as long as you have a house paid for, and you'd pretty much qualify for almost every state sponsored program out there. So there is some advantages to that. And I've been thinking about it. The only bad part, like when we go RV, like would we just stay at California residence? Maybe. I don't know. It could work out. Big problem is vehicle registration and inspection and stuff like that is very expensive. Um, so that's one of the things. But if you're making 40, 50 grand and you're married, you'd have some pretty cheap health care. Chicago is a war zone. True that. Isn't Chicago? Didn't Starbucks or McDonald's say that they were going to be closing restaurants in Chicago because of that? Because it's like
Did they?
dangerous. Yeah, they were like, we can't deal with this anymore. I think it was Starbucks. They were like, we're out of here. Like, this is like nuts. That would be a hard choice. I'd probably choose Cali because I know a few people in vans out there. Um, yeah, Chicago. I definitely choose Cali. Because honestly, California is so big, you could be in a spot right where it doesn't have that. There's a lot of places that are not um, uh, big city horrible, right? All the big cities in California, crap, total crap. But you can find some gems of some little tiny communities here and there, especially in the mountains, um, and the desert, if you don't mind desert, um, where people will leave you the hell alone. You ain't got to deal with no crap and that type of thing. So there's pockets of California that are really nice, but typically they'll come with extreme heat, like I just said, desert. So you can go out to the desert, California, and live extremely cheap, but 124 degrees in summer, flash flooding and stuff like that, tarantulas, all that good stuff. I saved paper route money and bought receiver, tape deck, turntable, and big speakers. Hell yeah. You know what I bought? I bought weed with my paper route money. Uh, I don't think I bought anything of substance. Maybe some tapes,
Snacks? Some
cassette,
snacks for your weed?
cassette tapes, some munchies, and things like that. Of course, downtown Chicago or suburbs included. I have an aunt and uncle in the suburbs of Chicago. You can go to Detroit too. I was looking on Zillow. I was like, they're basically giving away houses in Detroit, but you have to commit to fixing them up. But they'll give you one pretty much. I used to walk up to the doors and sell newspaper subscriptions, only collecting cash and giving a discount. Problem is, I did not work for the paper.
Oh, goodness. I'm offended.
uh, the worst one I had was a fundraiser thing for school. They used to like send you home with like beef sticks or like candies, right? What were those candies called, babe?
Like the world's finest.
World's finest chocolate. Remember those? You'd sell them for $1. I remember selling beef sticks. It was like I'd sell one and then I'd eat one.
You're a fool, dude.
It was like that was the worst thing. Like I can't do this. How do you fall out of a car? Yeah, I asked my mom on that one. Um, Here's how it happened. So my mom used to drive a dang it. My mom used to drive a 1975 Dodge Coronet two-door coupe.
How old are you?
Ah, man, I don't know, 5 maybe. This is my guess, maybe a little older. Um, and those doors on that thing are humongous and extremely heavy. So my mom, we used to have this place called the Shortstop. The Shortstop was like a liquor store, basically a liquor store. And they used to have slushies. So my mom wanted to buy me a slushie, or I don't know what happened, but she was going to buy some cigarettes, and I was getting a slushie, something like that. And so we pull into the Shortstop. I get out the passenger side door, and I close it. Well, I think I close it. We go get our stuff in the Shortstop, come back out, and my mom opens the driver's side door, and I climb in, and I get in my seat. And of course, back in those days, you didn't wear seat belts, you didn't, do none of that. And so I'm sitting there with my little Slurpee, right? And she backs out, and she goes out of the parking lot and busts a left, right? And so as the big ass car going left, I start leaning to the side, right? Well, I never had closed the door. So the door flew open as she was turning left, and I tumbled out of the car, rolled down the street. She was probably, I mean, she was making a turn, so she was probably only going like 10 miles an hour or something like that. And I rolled, jumped up, and started running after the car. And my mom says she looked over, "Where the hell's Jerry? Oh my God." So she had to stop. And I ran up to the car, got in the car, and I don't remember. I think she bought me like Burger King or something and took me home.
Trying to make up for that.
Trying to make up for making me fall out of the car. But that was it. I fell out of the car. That's probably explains a lot nowadays. Fleas on the old clothes for sale. Ah, that is true. That's probably true. Raffle Joe. I was in Paso Robles looking at a project and saw groups of workers picking grapes. What a hard way to make a living. I felt for them folks.
My
Um,
parents did that.
yeah, Knives' parents, that's what they did. They picked grapes. Most people in the Central Valley, at least the migrants, mostly all work in the fields. Um, a lot of them made good freaking money, though, too. I remember when I first moved here, I worked at Walmart, and I worked in the electronics department. And I remember, um, I guess some season was over. I didn't know. This was my first year here, and I would see these Mexican dudes come in with their family, big old hat, big old belt buckle, and I'm like, what are these people doing? And they'd start loading up carts with like TVs, multiple freaking TVs, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? You ring it up. They didn't speak any English, none of that, and they'd pull out a fat wad of freaking cash, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, what do they do? I asked a coworker. They're all, oh, they work the fields. When the season's over, they get paid fat. And I'm like, dang, man. I almost thought about going to pick some grapes.
I did.
You picked some grape. Let's tell us about those grape picking
No,
stories.
because you're just gonna make fun of me.
Uh, Steve Steele joined late tonight. Did you discuss market moves for the week ahead? Um, Stone Cold Steve Austin says the market is going up. So he predicted the down market this past week. He's saying he's predicting the up market for this week. I don't know. I hope so for everybody, but we'll see.
Did
I don't usually look at futures. The futures are down. Look at futures at 11 p.m. and then 11 p.m. Pacific, so 2 a.m.
Hubert? What happened to the Slurpee? It
Uh,
rolled. It rolled along with Gary.
Are you getting ahead?
Yes. Hey, wait,
Uh,
wait, let's go back. So that guy never came back on here, the one that you offended. So he's offended.
that's okay.
Okay, guy that got offended. I don't remember your name, but you need to come back and watch this entire live again.
He'll be back. I don't know, but I'll sell people fleas or crickets if you want them. Crickets are probably, there's a market for crickets. I don't know if there's a market for fleas. I
Chocolate
don't know.
covered crickets?
Reminds me of Shrinky Dinks. I don't know what Shrinky Dinks are. Is that like sounds a little iffy?
Sounds like a male problem.
I have never had anyone pump my gas my whole life. Me either. I've never had it done. Nomad Land. Gotta check
So
that
it
one
is
out.
Nomadland. We have to watch that now.
Is it on Hulu? We used to have a full service station an hour and a half south of here. Discount if you paid cash too. Nice. Yeah, I don't think none exist anymore. Not in California. Maybe in like maybe those desert community type places or something. I don't know. I'm thinking sideways market for next couple years, so moving some assets to income ETFs like Jeppy. Sideways is fine with me. That would be nice. I wound up switching to a membership based doctor for healthcare. Yeah, I've heard about that too. See, that is one advantage of California is it takes a whole bunch of income, right, to not qualify for, as a low income person, right? So like 60 grand is literally considered you're in poverty level dang near, which seems crazy to think about. I couldn't handle a city, too many people. Yeah, I feel you there. New Orleans, Baltimore, and South Atlanta are scary bad, but lib media won't report it. Um, yeah, just look up YouTube. Just do that. Go Baltimore hoods at night or something like that. There's videos of people just driving around hoods. Go Chicago hoods at night, Miami hoods at night, any big city. It's freaking scary. A lot of them look third world already. Like a lot of people, you hear that from people like, oh, you're turning this country into third world. There's a ton of places in America that look third world already, like a ton, but they don't get the views. It's certain hoods in Chicago where hooligans live. Yeah, yep. Detroit doesn't even have clean water at this point, does it? Probably not. I thought that was Flint. My daughter tried jumping out of the car about that age, but she was just out of her mind from anesthetic after she got tubes. Yeah. After that, though, um, after falling out of the car and I got a little older, we started doing like crazy stuff, like jumping off. We'd try to find, what's the highest thing we could jump off. It was weird. Um, we used to climb like jungle gyms at the park and see what's the highest point we can jump off into the grass. I'm really surprised I never broke a leg or something. Raffle. What happened to the Slurpee? I guess it ended up in the freaking in the gutter because I'm pretty sure I let it go. Um, but whatever I did, I got Burger King. I might have got my crown. Lol, Hubert. Vegetable pickers used to earn 25 an hour a couple years ago when I worked groceries. Yeah. A lot of them also get paid piecemeal. So you get paid per tray or something like that. I think that's how grapes work.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how It was back then with my parents.
Yeah, so the faster you can fill up a tray, the more money you make. Laugh out loud. I thought it was a regular from the Discord. Might have been.
What?
Uh, the one that got offended, maybe. I think that's what she's talking about. Possibly. Shrinky dinks equals a kid's thing that is probably releasing all sorts of fumes, but it's a plastic thing that you color, paint, etc., stick in the oven, and it shrinks. Weird. Yeah, I've been out of the toy industry and for quite a long time. You think Chicago is bad now? Just wait until January 1st when they don't arrest people anymore with that new law. I mean, there's really, I kind of touched on this last week, and that's really a bunch everywhere. Like, San Francisco voted to, or I don't remember if it was San Francisco or not, but they voted to decriminalize psychedelic drugs and things like that. To me, they were already decriminalized. A lot of things are decriminalized here because what are you going to do, right? You can't. People are just walking into stores and just ransacking them here, and there's nothing they can do. What are they going to do? Arrest them? That's the problem. They're not going to arrest them. Homeless people essentially. I got to tell you one thing. I know there's a lot of people that have a heart for homeless people, and I feel bad. I get it. But you got to be extremely careful dealing with some of these people because they do not have a single thing to lose. So, combine that with drugs, alcohol, or desperation. You have to be extremely careful because nothing nothing can be done to them that would be considered punishment. Nothing, right? And the other problem is it doesn't it doesn't it doesn't make the city any money prosecuting homeless people or poor people or any of that because they have no money, right? A homeless person's not going to pay their fine. They're not going to do their community service. They're not going to pay their tickets. They're not going to do anything. They're a negative loss for any time a public official has to deal with them. Anytime they're in a jail, anytime they're taking time out of a police officer, it's a complete waste of money. That's how it's being looked at. So what do you do? Here, I can't get help with health care because I am Medicaid level income, but I have more than 2K. They won't even talk to me about a marketplace plan because I should qualify for Medicaid. That's why I was talking about California. You could be, you could be, I don't know the exact income number, but it's pretty high for a family. And they used to look at assets. They used to say, have assets more than two. You have to have assets less than 2,000 to qualify for Medicaid. Medicaid is the same as Medi-Cal here. They call it Medi-Cal here. Um, but now you can have up to $120,000 as a single person, and it's like 240 or something like that for a couple. That's excluded. So you can have, a married couple could basically have $250,000 and make 30 grand a year, and they would qualify for free health care in California. So that's why I'm saying that's making it where I'm like, okay, That's if I'm not going to live here. But the problem is you can't use the healthcare outside of the state only in emergencies. So you'd have to come back to use it. My summer job after my first year of college was in a sweatshop, $20 a day, 5 days a week. Damn.
That's a no for me, dog.
When was that, Hubert? I used to run a sweatshop,
Mm-hmm.
except I was the only one sweating. Well, my family. I didn't pay anybody to sweat. If you look at a map, Flint is basically a suburb. The water contamination area included a good part of Detroit. Ah, gotcha. It's probably all the same. I think I don't know. Why is it only a problem there? I don't understand that. Like because I think the problem is with the pipes, right? Like, is it that they have different pipes just there? Because you would think that there would be a lot more issues around the entire country, um, you know, if that were the case. I don't know. I know, our water pipes and infrastructure are all hella old, but what happened there that they're, an exception? Yes, was talking about the one that got offended. Not sure they still make shrinky dinks, 80s, 90s things. Dang, I don't remember that. I was an 80s, 90s baby. I don't remember shrinky dinks. I remember slinkies. What was your favorite toy?
Mine probably like the jacks and the ball and jacks or whatever it's
Jacks.
called.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Marbles.
Yeah, I played marbles. I was such a tomboy.
Move to a red state. Period. What about a red city? You tried to rob a store in Ohio. The cops would tackle you in like 15 seconds. That's a good thing. Here, they just look at you. Well, the cops would probably do something, but if you're doing it in front of the cops, if you're dumb enough to do it in front of the cops, they would probably do something. But for the most part, they'd probably be let go with a ticket, depending upon how much the items were worth. Right? Like if they just you know took a $500 item, they're just going to get a ticket. That's not an arrestable offense unless you used violence. If you just walked into a store, picked up a TV, and walked out, that's just a ticket. Then they just have to feed, clothe, and provide AC, heat, cable. Exactly. It's a net loss dealing with them. Here you are good as long as you rob the place across from the donut shop where they get high. uh, 120K. Yes, excluded. Look it up. California exclusions or California Medi-Cal asset limit. I think that would bring it up.
You said ass.
Ass et limit. I believe it's 120K for a single. It used to be 2,000. Only a problem unless you test for it. 1983. You worked in a sweatshop. Yeah, I worked in a sweatshop from 2010 to 2021.
What's 1983?
That's when he worked in a sweatshop
How old was I in
for twenty
1983?
dollars a day. I was only 8.
I was 2.
You were not 2. You lie like a rug. Did Flint change source lakes and the protective layer on the lead pipes eroded to expose the water to lead contamination and poison the residents? Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering. Like, something must have happened because someone did something. I'd have to watch a documentary on it because if it happened there, you would think it would happen in a lot more places. Except Michigan. I don't know. I'm just guessing because it used to be Motor City. You know, maybe there was contaminants spilled out. Maybe Ford dumped all kind of crap in the freaking water. I don't know. Um, I don't know. The people in these lawless cities deserve it because they keep voting blue. Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty sure those cops got suspended after that happened, though. Oh, the donut shop guys. I want to get rid of my RYLD and XYLD. Any tips on using covered calls to collect income until they recover? No, it's probably not worth it at all. I would just get out and move on. That's what I'm going to do. If we have a good up week, I'll probably get out of both of those, and just whatever realized loss you have is a tax savings. Goes against your taxable income if you have any. But yeah, I mean, there's no volume. Which one is it? Knives. Volume.
Volume.
There's no volume. Volume.
I'm gonna cut you with a knife.
I don't. I can't know the difference. There's no volume um, in the options chain for RYLD and XYLD.
You need
There's
a
just not.
volume.
Volume.
You need a volume.
We got any volume? I don't think we have any volume. I was born in '83. Mm. Well, I think we're done. Let's take a look at the poll real quick. Wow, it's damn near 50-50 on the best friend, and you win. Man, you guys must not trust your best friend. Oh well. Let's see. I thought it was something about cheaper pipe being used in the black neighborhoods, and they figured out something was wrong due to some sort of lead testing programs popping a ton of plus tests. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. Well, there's a lot to a lot of the conspiracies of the old days like that. Um, and I don't put it past the government, namely probably the CIA, the letter numbers, FBI, CIA type people, because they're kind of above the law in a sense. And I mean, there were reports of like, uh, they designed crack cocaine, right? And that freaking decimated the black community. It really did. Um, there are reports of crates of guns, crates of AK-47s and Uzis and ammunition showing up, just popping up in neighborhoods. Like, how did that happen? Like, that's like that was around the LA area, and then Oakland got the crack, and that really, yeah, the '80s were rough for them, and it took it's they're still paying for it to this day, and yeah, so there's some truth to some of that. I don't disagree with that. You need another beer. I never had one. Knives might need a beer. Have to have a best friend to trust them. Very true. I think that the next Netflix series, Rotten, investigated the Flint water disaster. I wouldn't trust Netflix. That's one of the problems there for a documentary. That's some mob sort of shit. Well, if you think about it, the government has been the CIA, FBI have been uh, in that they are the mob essentially. Um, but they you can go back, way back to see how the government used certain things to manipulate uh, the population. Uh, the news is one of them, and that was that they've been doing that for decades and decades. That's why they called it programming. I forget what the name of it was called, but there was a project that got uh, uh, I don't know if it was unsealed or it was leaked, that they were putting stuff basically on TV and radio to try and manipulate the population and manipulate people's thoughts and things like that. That's still going on today, and they're doing it obviously today. And they're not even trying to hide it today. Um, so there's a lot to uh, the CIA, FBI, government really shaping populations and different races and ethnicities and things of that nature. There's absolute truth to that, I believe. Late but here. Hey, hey,
About dang time.
hey. LOL.
You guys
Uh,
missed all the drama.
yeah, you missed all the drama. I got my first 3.89 shares of IWM. Gonna hustle hard to hit the 100 so I can sell covered calls. If you got the money, you probably, if you only got 3.89, I'm guessing you probably don't. I was gonna say sell a put to get into it, but um, it's really retire with less series. Those that don't know, that's coming up next Saturday. I got to figure that out tomorrow. Thanks for reminding me. I got to get that going. Um, what else? What up, Gigi? Nom? How's Knives? Well, there you go. She's great. She's great.
I'm getting ready for bed because I have to be up at 4.
You got to be up at 4. Oh yeah, it's almost bedtime time. Yes, I wish I could sell a put, but don't have the money. Yeah, that's the that's the way to get into it. But slowly but surely, you can get there. You can get her done. You got anything else, Knives? I think we're gonna have to shut the show down. We've been going on for almost 2 hours.
Just want to say shout out to the non-offended people that stayed on tonight's live.
Well, we did get one thumbs down. It was our first thumbs down in quite a while. So somebody's what do you want to call them? They're what can I say? They need their safe space, I guess, and we didn't give it to them.
Probably. Somebody thinks Jerry's racist, which is the most hilarious thing I could think of.
I agree. They are
Yeah.
cheering me up. Found a dead cat under the house looking for my cat tonight. Oh,
I bet you that smelled nice.
that's no good. Good night, all. Good night, Joe. Yeah, we're going to sign off here. We'll go through these last few, and then we're going to have to cut it off at 8 p.m. here. Hopefully, every Sunday live, I can come and tell you my update on how many shares I hoard. Yeah, do that for sure. For sure. I like the IWM. Definitely worth a rewatch. Got to hear how GW fell out of the car.
Wait, you were on here when he said it, didn't you?
Anaya wasn't. No.
Oh,
Drama. Laugh out loud. Need to go back and watch. Then, yeah. I kind of towed the line, is what they're saying I did, but I'm just talking. Screw it.
no.
Uh,
It's once again, people want to hear what they want to hear.
yeah, they just want to think it's wrong when it's not wrong. She has probably been there 2 months. Her kitten is doing well. Well, vet appointment tomorrow. Vet appointment. Uh, I'm done. You good, Knives?
Yep. Good night,
All
everybody.
right.
Wash behind your ears.
Good night, everybody. Wash behind your ears. Don't stick the Q-tips that far into your ear. The wax is there to catch dirt, so you don't want to be wax free. there's the
Wow.
there's the tip of the day.
There's the Q-tip of the day.
Q-tip of the day. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Knives, for being here, sharing this night with us, and hope everyone has a good week. And we'll see you here, same bat time, same bat channel next Sunday.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.